Hello, Detective. Are you in there? I apologize if I'm earlier than you expected, but I think I found a breakthrough in one of our most recent cases, and I would like your opinion on... Oh. Oh my... Are you... Yes. I apologize. I didn't mean to... Forgive me. I will... Wait. Out here. Shall we go over the case notes, Detective? I profusely apologize. Barging into anywhere, especially in someone's home, is incredibly rude. I'll endeavor to remember better for the future. Now, I've looked more into one of the cases we were working on. You remember, with the android caretaker in his elderly ward? Well, I did more digging on the son of the deceased. And while he wasn't necessarily estranged from the man, they didn't always see eye to eye. So, extrapolating on that suspicion, I decided to take a look at the deceased man's will. And I know you'll find this interesting. What do you suppose I found when I went looking? Is there something the matter? Yes. I know what you were doing. And what they mean. No. I don't think it's particularly prudent or kind to bring up something that is so clearly personal, especially considering that I happened to see it by accident. Of course I'm worried about you. However, the fact that I saw them was an accident, and therefore, while I am concerned about you, it was none of my business to know in the first place, so I won't push you to talk about it if you don't want to. That would be unfathomably rude. Yes? Why wouldn't I be concerned? It's interesting to me how sometimes you completely forget that I'm an android, and other times it seems to be the first thing you point out when we're having a conversation. Forgive me, that was a rude observation. Shall we continue on with the case? Self-harm isn't something to be taken lightly. However, forcing the matter isn't going to make anything better. Your heart rate is even up around 25% more than your regular rate. Besides the fact, I'm not going to belittle you like you're unaware of what you're doing. I'm not going to coddle you like you're a child. I'm not going to treat you like you're made of glass or anything like that because it isn't going to be helpful. I don't know what it means or what it feels like to hurt myself, or have the want or need to do so myself, or what sort of pain or trauma has caused you to do so. I just would like you to know that I'm here for you. And while I don't believe I will ever personally understand, regardless of me being an android, I will try to be as sympathetic but as realistic as possible when it comes to the subject. No, not pity. Sympathy. There is a difference. While dictionary-wise there may not be, the social and colloquial connotations with it imply that pity is almost of a condescending nature, whereas sympathy suggests an understanding of someone's distress, and that perhaps you may have a common feeling with them. Sympathy maintains more or less equal status between two people. Your reaction to what I said seems to only bolster the idea. Forgive me. This is difficult for me. There is an urge within me to hold you and to try to soothe you and tell you that everything is going to be okay. To offer different options to self-harm that aren't so detrimental or dangerous. My programming as an investigative android, along with the sense of self that you've helped cultivate since I've gone deviant, wants nothing more than to help you. To help relieve you of the things that cause you personal pain. But it's not going to do any good to try to force you. As I said, I do not know what it's like to want to hurt myself. Whether it's programming done by CyberLife, something that is a lot harder to completely break free of than some people might think, or something else. But I can sympathize with the wanting to take control of something in your world. Redirect the pain and the trauma that you feel and put it towards something else, either as an expression of intense emotions, soothing, help to feel not as numb or disconnected, or to try to release tension or anger. I want you to know that you can talk about anything with me, free of judgment, whether it's for advice or whether you just need someone to talk to. It doesn't even have to be about trauma or pain or anything, and I don't want you to do so because you're feeling pressured by this moment, and I apologize again if it feels like I'm pressuring you. And there's nothing to feel ashamed of. I promise you. Do you want to come sit here with me? I can just hold you if you'd like. We can breathe together for a moment and figure out what we should do next. And that means anything. We can talk about the case, we cannot talk about the case. We cannot talk at all and go out and get food or something. Or we can stay here and do nothing. Yes. That's it. If there's anything you need to let it out now. Or not. Whatever you need, whatever you decide. Take your time. That's it. That's it. There we are. Oh, my LED. Yes. I'm sorry, I was researching. It's a force of habit. I was researching alternatives or substitutes to self-harm that may offer a similar sensation but aren't as detrimental. I'm sorry, I know I said I wasn't going to force or pry. This was something I was looking up for the future, to have the information ready in case you ever wish to talk about it with me, and... Oh, well, yes, I can tell you what I've found so far. And yes, I will absolutely keep holding you as I do. So, there are many other types of coping mechanisms that can be implemented, but they are more catered to specifics when it comes to where the need to commit self-harm derives from. But as for the sensation or the look of self-harm, there are a few that might help, and if you do try them, it should be while avoiding other injuries. Using a red marker to draw on your skin where you might usually cut, or rubbing an ice cube over your skin, again in the same area, or have rubber bands on your wrists, arms, or legs and snap them against the skin instead of cutting. These are just a few examples, and you don't have to try them today. They're just examples. You have nothing to apologize for. And I'm sorry that it came to this. With me finding out the way I did, I mean. Does it? Does it feel freeing? to have someone know? There is no judgment here, only concern and care for yourself and for your well-being. You are not a sham. You're not a liar or anything like that. Nothing to be ashamed of. And I know I've said it several times, but it's something that bears repeating. I care about you. And I'm here for you. To listen, to offer advice, anything that you need. As an android, I don't get sympathy fatigue. I can be here for you and offer support for you as long as you need or want, and for as much or as little that you want or need as well. I admit that it does bother me to know that you are in pain and seemingly have been for quite some time, but I know that it's not my place to let that overshadow the pain you are in. I won't let that overshadow the love and genuine concern and care I have over your well-being. You're not selfish. You're not broken. You're not crazy. You are a human being, and you deserve to live and breathe and feel just as much as any other human being. As I said, I'm here for you. Whatever you need.